I'm Donna Blanchard, and this is your ThinkTech news for Tuesday, March 10th, 2015. Today in a news conference at the United Nations, Hillary Rodham Clinton spoke about the fact that she used a personal rather than an official email account, which would have stored all of her work emails for record preservation while she was in office. She said that using her personal account was legally allowed and that the vast majority of her emails were sent to government employees with .gov addresses and would therefore be automatically captured on government servers. She admitted that in retrospect, she wishes she had used a .gov address, but thought it more convenient to use her own. She said that she didn't want to carry two devices serving two separate accounts and therefore opted for only one, her personal account. She said she and her team have gone through her emails, which have been stored on a personal server, and said they have been turned over the emails, all that were possibly related to work, to the State Department, and have asked that they be available to the public. She noted that there were no security breaches. She also took this opportunity to denounce the move by Senate Republicans to send a letter to Iran's leadership, explaining that any agreement reached with President Obama could be altered later without congressional approval. Mrs. Clinton asked what the purpose of that letter could have been and answered that it was either meant to help the Iranian government or harm President Obama's efforts, and both are unacceptable. About that letter, Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat of Virginia, said, "I think Republicans have made it harder for us to approach this in a careful and bipartisan way." Mr. Kaine is a sponsor of a bill to review any removal of congressionally imposed sanctions on Iran. He added, "I regret that this partisan and nutty behavior makes people focus on politics and not substance." Iraqi troops and militias drove Islamic State insurgents out of the town of Al-Alam today, clearing a final hurdle before a planned assault on Saddam Hussein's home city of Tikrit in their biggest offensive yet against the ultra-radical group. If Iraq's Shiite-led government is able to retake Tikrit, it would be the first city taken back from the Sunni insurgents and would give it momentum in the next pivotal stage of their campaign to recapture Mosul, the largest city in the north. Today, a senior U.S. State Department official said that Russian tanks and heavy military equipment have crossed the Ukrainian border in the last few days in breach of a European-brokered ceasefire agreed on February 12th. Comments by U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for European and Eurasian Affairs, Victoria Nuland, followed accusations by Ukraine and Western governments that Russia continues to send troops and weapons to support separatists in eastern Ukraine despite the ceasefire deal, a charge the Kremlin has denied. Eastern Ukraine and Crimea, the Black Sea Peninsula annexed by Russia a year ago, was suffering a reign of terror, Nuland told a congressional hearing on Ukraine, adding that the White House was still considering whether to arm Ukraine's military. The last few days has seen new transfers of Russian tanks, armored vehicles, heavy artillery, and rocket equipment over the border to the separatists, Nuland told the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. In the coming days, not weeks, we need to see a complete ceasefire. I'm Donna Blanchard, and this has been your ThinkTech News for Tuesday, March 10th, 2015. Ahui ho!